Hi, everybody. Welcome to 2026. This is the Meno Lounge. I'm Julie Gordon-White, CEO of MenoWell Menopause, high fiber plus protein energy bars for menopause. You know, women like us. Hey, Barb. Here's Barb. I'm bringing her up. We are going behind the scenes today on what the heck is the MenoWell Method 10% transformation. Hi, everybody. So good to see you. I feel like it's been way too long. Hope you had a good holiday.
Hi.
Barb, oh, you're in your gorgeous kitchen.
I'm in the kitchen today. No one's here.
I
So
was gonna
I
say,
decided to and it's pretty clean. So here I am. And it's also for the first time in weeks, it's sunny. So there's some light.
right? I mean, we shouldn't complain because I know there's people here with snow, but you know, us Northern Californians, we have been crying about the rain.
I
We can't
know.
take
The
it.
sky has been crying.
The sky has been crying, storming crying. So I'm with you. The sun is
Exactly.
out, although it's chilly, but it's still gorgeous. And I'm so
Yeah.
glad to be here with you and everybody talking about the MenoWell method. Um, Before we jump in, I want to tell everybody, don't buy any MenoWell bars this week.
What?
I know. What?
You never
Shh.
said that.
I
Okay.
know. You know why? We're having a major sale. It starts
Oh,
next week.
oh,
I
cool.
want you to know. I
All
want you to
right.
know. I always feel bad when people buy bars and then, like
I
the
know.
next
Is the
day.
sale going to be through the website or through Amazon or tell me about
Yes
it?
and yes.
Okay.
We have really been sort of held back on having a lot of sales last year just because it just wasn't fitting with, what our plans were. But look at Natasha says, yay. So, but it's January and we know that women want to get that fiber and protein loaded. And if you buy on our site, by the way, we're super excited about our partnership with the Pause Life and Dr. Mary Claire, because especially on the sleep and the multi, which I love both of these. I need to take one tonight because I slept terribly for the last 2 nights, probably because I'm
Uh,
too excited this first week. But
yeah.
anyway, because we know that when you're doing a body transformation, sleep is critical. We lose weight when we're sleeping, and a multi really meets our body where it's at. So, hey, Christine. So, anyway, we're super excited to be partnering along with Mary Claire and the Pause Life team with our bars, all the good stuff, and fiber. So you'll find that on our site. So here we go.
Awesome. Which is mymenowell.com.
What?
The website.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like
I was
you're
like, just say
Menowell? Yeah,
it.
you're
It's not mine.
Menowell.
But it's my, because if you go look for Menowell, you won't find it.
That's
It's
right.
my Menowell.
My Menowell, as in yours, but
Yeah.
mymenowell.com is where the sale is going to be on bars, not on Mary Claire's supplements. You'll have to go over to her site to get, I don't know what she's doing, but you can actually check out with her supplements and the protein, actually. Doing all the
Oh,
things
wow.
from our site, which is really fun. But the bars will be on sale next week. Stay tuned for an email and social. By the way, I didn't tell Laura, our assistant, yet, so
Guess what?
she's going to find out when she downloads this video. Our Slack. Okay.
Yeah.
Anywho, ladies, we're super excited. We are just getting started with the MenoWell Method 10% transformation. You see, Christine is here. She was part of our pilot program when we ran the MenoWell Method as a small group last year, and we learned a lot. We had a great experience. The women were amazing, and so we knew it was something that was really important that we make it accessible to partner along with our high fiber products, our bars, and now the other supplements and products that we have available for you. And let's just be real. I'm just going to say this, Barb. You can go on ChatGPT and say, here's who I am and give me a plan.
Right.
Great. So information by itself is a commodity. It
Right.
just
Right.
is.
Right.
But in the MenoWell method, you get to work with Barb here, who is a clinical nutritionist. And I'm going to have you remind everybody about your background in 1 second. And every single week, and then for me on my side, you know, I coach women entrepreneurs for 10 years, probably longer than that, before starting MenoWell. And mindset is really, really huge. The
Really huge.
stories we tell
Especially
ourselves.
like mindset isn't so important day one, but you know, menopause lasts for 40% of your life, right?
Yeah.
Like we still have to do all the things all
Right.
this time. And
Right.
getting your head around having to make changes is super important.
Yeah.
And keeping that motivation.
Keeping it going, and because motivation wanes, right? It's just the kickstart. So anyway, that's why the MenoWell method is so important, so fun, so transformational. So I just want to say that right out of the gate. You can just go run your own chat GPT thing, but it's so hard to stick with that vision you have for yourself of your nutrition, fitness, body.
The thing that I think is really great about doing a group is that you get to learn along with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're not having the same situation they are, you may have it soon, right?
Right.
But everyone brings so many good suggestions and things that we can share and try. I mean, I learn a lot in it, so I'm excited.
Well, you're teaching, but I guess you can still learn too,
I
right?
can still learn. Yeah. You know, everyone has different, like, well, I certainly learn through my clients because every person is different, every body is different.
Right.
And things people like, and ways that they're doing it, or resources are always great things to share. You know, you might have a good recipe, you might
Right.
have a good tip that just like, I don't know, changed your goal, your, connection with what mindfulness is, right?
Yeah, like a way to eat cottage cheese that you'd never thought of before.
Exactly.
You'll have to be in the group to know my favorite weird but amazing way of eating cottage cheese. Christine said the program is awesome and it allows for a comprehensive education broken down in a clear, understandable, supportive way. Thank you, Christine. We love having you in the program, and you're like the next coach coming up here because you know all the good stuff. So Barb, I thought we would go through and just highlight each module just to give people an idea. But first, the thing that we actually added different from last time is the 10% transformation. And 10% comes from the idea that, we only need to make small adjustments over time and then be consistent. We don't have to do drastic things. And we're not even talking about a diet here. Just could be anything. I'm going to the gym every single day for an hour, and so
I know, like go to bed 15 minutes earlier or whatever.
Right.
Small,
so Barb,
little doable things. Yeah.
Why is that important? And especially working with your private clients, how have you found those small changes?
Sometimes we need really big things, but most of the time we live in our bodies and we've been trying to fix whatever is out of balance or whatever we want to work on. And sometimes just doing it in a slightly different way can make a change completely sustainable.
Yeah.
So, that might mean instead of, I'm just thinking of an example right now, but maybe you are a person who is not hungry in the morning and you don't really eat breakfast, but you have a problem late in the afternoon where you're totally hungry. And maybe taking a little bit of that midday meal and eating it a little earlier in the day keeps your blood sugar stable and your hunger under control, so you don't go kind of out of control the minute you walk in the door when you're tired and there's too many decisions and all that stuff. And so a tiny little thing can have a really big result later on. And it's not like following a structured, boot camp, do this, because that doesn't always work in our lives. And it's too much to change at once to be sustainable.
That's the key. It's the sustainability, because many of us can just white knuckle, a change for a minute,
Right. Of
But
course. Yeah. 3 days, easy.
but,
Yeah.
maybe 3 days, maybe 2 weeks if you're really
Yeah.
tough, or even 30 days. But we're looking for that 10% transformation. It's like compounding interest,
Yeah.
right?
A
That it
little
just,
bit
little
over
bit.
time
And
makes a
you look
really big
back and
difference.
you're like, it reminds me of when I went from short hair to long hair. I didn't even think about it, or brown hair to gray hair. Didn't think
Yeah.
about it. Next thing you know, it's like, whoa, look what happened. But it was that compounding change over time. So I just wanted to kind of put a pin in why 10% transformation.
Yeah.
Because transformations are amazing, and especially in midlife, where we want to reclaim that energy and that spark and go for our goals, but we want to do it in a way that supports who we are today in our body. It kind of the been there, done that. We don't need to be crazy anymore
Right.
about trying to do something. Christine
Yeah.
said, there's so much on the internet. This is a doable and supportive day to day, your way, every day.
Yeah.
Oh, can I screenshot that,
Yeah.
Christine?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's really important, the your way,
Yeah,
because everyone has different things that work for them, different tastes, different, you know, just different situations, right? If you
right.
have a family that you're cooking for, or you're just by yourself, it's all going to be different.
Mhm.
And certainly, we've talked about this a million times. My tastes aren't quite exactly the same as yours. So, you know,
Okay, I feel like you're judging me because I like to eat the same thing every day. And
my 10% goal is to get you to change a little bit.
every time I
One new
add some,
vegetable a day, and I'll be
yeah,
happy.
I'm like, I'm adding some different vegetables. Barbara's going to be happy.
I know.
And you like to cook, and I really don't like to cook. I rather batch cook and take one thing out of the refrigerator and just eat the same thing. So these
Yeah.
are all of the things where we try to meet women where they are, and that's why these
Exactly. And
small
there's
things
no
matter.
right way or wrong way to do it. It really what works for you, right?
No, there's some wrong ways that
And
I
there's some
can,
wrong ways, but there's some more supportive ways than others,
yes,
right?
and
Let's,
sustainable. Going back to that word.
yeah,
Okay, Barb, the module 1 is the mind and middle connection. That was kind of my jam.
yeah,
And going back to what we talked about, that we've got to get aligned in why we want to make a transformation, what's important to us, why are we doing it, who are we doing it for,
right.
and having some anchors, some different things that we can go to remind us. I mean, that's what this community is about, and the coaching calls are about, to keep us aligned and setting intentions on who we want to be that day, whether that's from food or fitness or just who you want to be in the
Mindset
world.
or sleep or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
And
yeah,
also a big part of it, I have a little fur here, is really taking a look at the stories that we tell ourselves,
yeah,
especially in midlife, because we can tell ourselves very disempowering stories, and maybe it's carried over from the past, or it's a new story based on some symptoms you're experiencing. So we really try to unwind those, or just look at it. It's not therapy. Otherwise,
right.
we're practicing without a license here. But it's really just, let's talk about what women are willing to share or not share, and what could that mean for you. And we give some frameworks on how to kind of take something that you might be telling yourself, or a belief or thought you have, and sort of redesign it in a way that helps you find your way out of it, or towards something that's more empowering,
Yeah,
because we're so hard on ourselves more
yeah,
than other
yeah,
people are.
yeah.
And it's
And
hard to make a
sometimes
transformation without
we
it.
have conflicting ideas in our head. And so sometimes it's really leaning into one part of us or one kind of story rather than another.
Right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Or if our hormones are all over the place, we might be able to have a story, about this positive thing, and then we get to a different fluctuating hormone moment or fatigue, and now that story is over here in the gutter somewhere.
right.
Doesn't need to
Yeah, the
be.
gutters.
So
Yeah,
come back, come back. So that's how we get started, because mindset is honestly 90%. It's kind of like nutrition is 90%. If you,
yeah,
that you've got to get that mindset under control be aware of it. Otherwise, you learn strategies and tactics and tools, but then you just get your brain hijacks you, your thoughts hijack you. So
Right.
it's an ongoing thing, but we really talk about that right out of the gate. And I should go back and say, you'll find each module in our portal. We use the school platform, SKOOL, very easy to use. And there is a presentation, slide presentation and a booklet. And we let you download both of them. So they're not just locked in there. We want you to have access to them. Okay, module 2, this is really why everybody wants to be here, right? The eating freedom protocol. You want to talk about it, Barb? Go ahead.
So we put in a framework, right? Many of us have tried just eating, and sometimes we get a little hijacked or not eating, right? And we're there because it's not reaching our goals, and even if our goals are more muscle and or whatever, or weight loss or whatever it is, we have a framework that is flexible. We're not going to give you a meal plan and say, eat this, 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 but we're going to come up with something that works for you and help you figure out how much you should have of at least a protein and fiber and how to fill in the rest.
Mm-hmm. With foods you love.
Right, with foods you love. Yeah, we're not going to make you eat anything you don't like. People always say, I'm coming to you, but I don't want to eat kale. You never have to eat kale if you don't want to. Just because I
love some kale, right?
Yeah. And certainly if you have any dietary restrictions because foods don't agree with you, you have some, convictions around foods or whatever, we want to make it work for you. This is not a one size fits all, because that doesn't work for real women.
It's because, again, we're trying to make a 10% shift and have it be sustainable.
Right. So there's a framework, but then a lot of flexibility within it.
Right. Because I can't do something that isn't flexible. That just doesn't work for me.
No, it's like I get kind of, I want to be like, rebel if you give me too many rules. So
I'm an entrepreneur, of course. I have to do it my way.
You have a better way.
There are certain guardrails that get you to whatever transformation you want. For me, monitoring my visceral body fat is like the thing. That is the number one indicator that I look at, because that's the dangerous one. That's the one where the fat gets all stuck around your organs and not good things happen there. So we provide a framework that you get to make choices in, but also getting you to the transformation that you're looking for. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Christine, I love your commenting here. That's what's great about this program. The mindset is a foundation and works with your needs and wants. Thank you for that. Okay, module 3, the joy of movement in midlife.
Yeah.
Yes. Yay. So, of course, we're supporting weightlifting. Of course, movement of all kinds, walking. But one of the things I'm going to be talking about more is I've discovered some simple weightlifting compound movements that if I can only do this one move every day, that's what I do.
Hopefully it's not a burpee.
What's that?
I said, hopefully it's not a burpee, because I need some flexibility around that. I don't care for that one.
No. Yeah. It includes dumbbells.
Okay.
It does include dumbbells. And because that way you can have progressive overload, right? So, I've already moved up 3 sets of dumbbells doing this one move, and it's a full total body move built for people over 40. So I'm like telling all my friends, everyone, so I'll be talking about that today on the call.
Awesome.
And even my parents in their 80s are doing it. My dad already works out, but my mom does it with like 3 or 5 pound dumbbells. So it's like literally I feel my quads after I do it too. So it's full body. But anyway, so things like that. So movement isn't just a 45-minute heavyweight training in the gym. If you want that, hell yeah. And some days
Yeah.
I do, and I'm after that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
Totally. And
so
also, it's like you can't do that every day. You have to let your body rest. So, what are you going to do on those rest days that still get your body moving? Because otherwise, you're going to get really stiff and, still get some cardio, get some mobility, all sorts of things.
right. And you know what
And,
I find
there's so
too?
much evidence now that we don't want to be sitting all day. We want to
No.
be moving around. And many of us have desk jobs or whatever. So, some of the things I know we've talked about before is how do you fit all of that in?
How do you fit it in? And if you can't fit something bigger, how do you commit? Because that goes to that 10%
Yes.
transformation and being
Yeah. What's your
sustainable.
minimum?
Like what is that minimum thing I can do without fail, no matter where I am every single day, because that supports that sustainability and consistency that can be really challenging. So
Yeah.
those are the fun things. I love those
Awesome.
kinds of things. They're hacks, but
Yeah.
they're not
But
like
it's
life.
also mindset, that about being intentional and definitely in midlife, you know, um, bone health is much more important, preserving and building muscle much more important.
Right.
So mobility is more,
Huge.
we don't talk about it that much, but no one wants to be stiff, and just waking
No.
up in the morning can make you stiff.
My every morning test, if I can get out of bed and put I usually put on some leggings at first, because it's just
Yeah.
cold in my house. And if I can get into my leggings without touching anything, not
Yeah.
doing this, just balancing, I'm like, okay, I'm still good. But it's those little
Yeah.
things, though. That's part of that 10% of making sure that you still have your balance, you still have the mobility, you can bend over, not get stuck. So
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
all the things. These are the things that we're talking about in the program. So movement. Um, Module 4, I have to work on this a little bit more. I might need some coaching today in our coaching call, Barb. Um, Releasing stress.
Okay.
So talk about stress and how that impacts belly. There's some conversations about cortisol, yes, belly fat or not, this or that. Nutrition is so hard. It's like, I feel like no one really understands nutrition. Once we have this study and it says yes, 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 and then we have
Well,
another
it's
one
an
that says no, no,
incomplete
no.
field. Yeah, we're still learning things. One of the things that happens with stress can be super motivating and it makes us do things. But when we have chronic stress, it can affect our blood sugar, it can make our insulin go up, and then we tend to gain weight in the middle, that visceral fat, and that's
Mm,
where the issue comes in. So some stress, like doing exercise, can be really helpful as long as you're not overdoing it. But chronic stress in your life all the time is really not helpful, except we can't get rid of chronic stress, right? But in midlife, we have parents that we have to take care of. Sometimes we have kids we have to take care of. We might have a job. We might have community responsibilities. We might have, whatever is going
right.
on. And it tends to be a lot for midlife women. So figuring out ways that work for us to help relieve that stress can be so helpful.
Yeah.
And there, it would be great if everyone could sit and meditate for an hour, but that's not realistic. And that's not even the best way to help everyone.
I
So finding ways that work for us, both in time, in interest, even ways that we can do it in community can be doubly helpful in terms of our own mental health. So lots of things that we can talk about. And this is where it's so helpful to hear what other people are doing.
Right. So today at 1 o'clock, we have our live coaching and accountability calls inside the MenoWell Method portal over Zoom. Cameras on,
Yeah.
and I want to talk about what I've been going through. I mean, we have our whole protocol here on how
Yeah.
to manage it. And I did meditate. I'm a meditator. I love meditation, but I'm waking up at 2 a.m. and I'm not sure if it's just, and I've been doing it for multiple nights in a row. So this is kind of a new thing. I think I need to start double down on Mary Claire's.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Or
anyway,
some
we'll talk
stress
about that in the
relief in the
coaching.
middle of the night. Yeah.
So these are the things that we talk about, even as the leaders, as the coaches of the program. We're still women in menopause and postmenopausal, and this is what we can share with the community to move everybody forward. So
Yeah.
moment of vulnerability there. And that chronic stress, we don't want that. That's the sneaky, not good kind. That's the stuff that takes us out, and we wonder why, or, we have all this inflammation in our body, and why we can't lose weight, and all
Why
of
we're
those
sick
things.
all the time,
Why we're sick.
or why we're tired and just run down all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a big one. Okay.
Yeah.
Module 5, that was a good segue. Sleep better system for weight
Right.
loss and mental clarity. Here's the system.
Yeah.
5 pause live sleep subs. No, these are fantastic, but not 5. I'm just kidding. Christine says, I love this one. We hear protein, fiber, etc., all the things, but finding even small stress reliever and mental health focus, so important. I know, right,
Yeah.
Christine?
Yeah.
I know you've been taking care of family too. So, Barb, sleep.
Yeah, I mean, sleep is so important. And there's, some of us can have really complicated things going on with sleep. And what's really important, I think, in this group is we talk about, are we doing all the lifestyle things? I mean, moment of vulnerability for me, I'd rather sit and watch Netflix than get ready for bed. But, it's
Right.
I'm working
Right.
on that.
Love Island. No, it's not on Netflix.
No. But putting in those good habits, things that we can do during the day to help us sleep, looking at where we might want to add supplements, looking at, are there possible health issues like sleep apnea that someone should go get checked out? Is our hormones like progesterone a good option? I mean, we certainly don't prescribe, but we can have conversations about it and, talk about what options are and what people should go then ask their providers about.
Absolutely.
But it really starts with a lot of habits, just lifestyle things. And sometimes we have to dial them back in, sort of remember. When you think of like a toddler and their bedtime routine, we sort of give up a lot of that and we just expect we're going to turn everything off and fall asleep. And, if we can't expect a child to do it, why would we expect ourselves to do it? And so sometimes reframing that, it can be a really helpful exercise.
Yeah. I love that you brought just the lifestyle up too, because I think I just remember that I've been waking up hot.
Yeah.
And, this is why being part of a community where we're all sharing and talking about different things, we can oh yeah, we go through the module, we go through the protocol, and that just can pique remembering, oh yeah, what about this one thing? I normally have a cool or to cold room, but it's been raining, so it's warm. It's,
right.
And so
you've got the window shut and probably the heat on for much of the day and doesn't get time to cool back down. Yeah.
And not maybe changing the bedding. I added some blankets because it's been cold, and now it's just really wreaking havoc.
I had that too. I'm kicked one off last night.
Yeah.
I think I should just put this away because I'm too hot.
Right.
Yeah.
So little things like that. But and then just when you think you've got it down, it's something else, right? So that's why being in community, having Barb talk to us on the regular, or we check in on our mindset, those kinds of things are really important.
Yeah.
Christine said, yep, we get suggestions from the group support that it changes over time. Dang menopause, man. Just when you think you've got it nailed, it does.
It does. It's not, right? Yeah.
Exactly. It's ongoing.
Yeah.
That's actually another reason why the MenoWell Method 10% Transformation is a membership program. It's a very, very low cost monthly program. You can cancel anytime, but the truth is you're already spending that. I'm sure you got an Amazon package coming with something that you're going to throw away in a month for the same cost. And I think we have a promotion this month going on. I think it's 20% off or 30% off in January.
30% off.
30% off in January. So normally $59 a month and then 30% off that. You do the math. I'm not doing it live. And if you lock in at that membership, then you just stay at that forever when the price changes. So anyway, because it's ongoing, we're
Right.
postmenopausal for life. You know, I've been in
Right.
groups with women business owners for 12 years because there's always different things that are happening, and with our bodies, with our transition,
And we're
it's
changing, you know.
changing.
And we're always getting more information. So
The
it's
science
really
is
helpful.
changing,
Yeah, the
right?
science is changing. Our
Yeah.
bodies are changing. So
And
it's really
fortunately,
helpful.
Barb loves to read all the studies and the
Yeah.
reports. She says, "Have you read this yet?" Thanks, Barb. I'm on it. I'm on
I'm
it.
your
I'm on
clipping
it.
service. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do we have a 6?
Yes. Last but not least, Module 6: Habits and Rituals for Happiness in Midlife.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
bringing
Drop
us
the mic.
back a little bit to module 1. Yeah.
Yes. It does. It does.
Yeah.
But I think, we go a little bit deeper into habit stacking,
Yeah.
actual tools, like actual tactics, I should say, to make sure we're getting in, our fiber, or getting in those steps, or different things like that.
Yeah.
And those rituals of doing it every single day. I used to hate rituals. I never used to have a nighttime routine ever. I never took, this is terrible. You guys don't judge me. I never used to take my makeup off until I was 50.
Well, you want to look good in the middle of the night.
Not really. I was just lazy. I'm just tired. You just like your mascara is all, I would take it off in the morning.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. But anyway, but having now that ritual, that evening ritual, taking off makeup and putting M4 estrogen on my face, and the Cary Grant oils, or like different things, and brushing, flossing.
Well, and the smell, right?
The smells,
Yeah.
it just prepares you for bed. So having those, same thing with morning rituals. So we talk a lot about those rituals and habits, and help you develop what works for you, because not everybody wants a big morning routine or a bedtime
or
routine.
a time, whatever. But still, making it so that it's supportive for you, and doing it in 10% change can make a really big difference, because it's not like you don't want to jump into someone else's routine.
No,
That wouldn't work.
no.
Right.
That doesn't work. I love that you brought it back to that, Barb, because 10% changes are the changes that are going to get you to where you want to go. And I have always sort of been a swing for the fences kind of person. Like, I'm just going to do this hard thing. I like hard things. I do hard things. But I just noticed, being menopausal or postmenopausal, it just doesn't work for me in the same way anymore.
Yeah.
And as I talk to my friends, just being consistent with those small things you can actually stick to, being a little patient.
Yeah.
And you look back, and we could look back. You can be in the program with a goal, and with those 10% changes and adjustments we help you make, look back in March and like, wow, I feel better. My waist size is a little different, and I have a little bit more energy, or I just feel calm, or whatever your thing is that you want to work on. So anyway.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm excited.
Well, I'm super excited. Yeah.
Me too. And it's still new. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of one-to-one support in the community.
Exactly.
Small intimate group.
Yeah.
So get in before you're one of thousands. So
right. Well, we get to do, we get to be more personalized if there's more when we first start out, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think Christine's wrapping it up here, saying patience with the small things, such a different outlook during this time. So true. So true.
I mean, I just think our sense of wisdom changes as we get older and go through menopause, and knowing that self-wisdom of taking a little bit more time, doing things a little bit more gently, can really help.
It does.
And just like leaning into that.
Right. And getting support.
Yeah.
To stay there, right?
Yeah.
Because we tend to, I can do it myself, and I can make this change, and it's hard. This is why resolutions don't stick.
Right.
And a lot of it has to do with not having a community or accountability or a coach. All the big things I've ever done in my life, I've always had a coach. Just because life gets hard and we can lose that momentum, that why, like, why did I say I want to do this again? When the going gets tough, because it's always fun, shiny, and sexy in the beginning, and then the real work starts. So it's kind of like getting married. Like the wedding is so fun.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, I'm married for life now. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
34 years in, just saying.
Your husband's like, phew, she's finally taking the makeup off.
Right. Or like, yeah, she took the makeup off. Just kidding. Okay, that's a whole other workshop, but trust me, in the MenoWell Method, we will be talking about all the things, TMI, that we want to talk about. So
Exactly.
That's part of the fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to learn more, go start a trial, go check it out. Just go to My MenoWell and you can hit on products or shop or buy or wherever, and it's right there where the bars are. Really, really easy. We have our first coaching call of the year in 20 minutes or so, 24 minutes. And we always do it at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays, and the calls are recorded and placed in the group. So we'd love to have you.
And there's also, I just want to say, there's lots of places to ask questions in there. So even between the calls, you can still have access and get your questions answered or build community or whatever.
And right now, it's us. So if you post a question or a comment or something, then Barbara and I are the ones talking to you. We don't have a moderator because we're here growing this organically with all of us. So it's fun. Okay, good stuff. I hope to see you inside. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to DM or reach out to me at Julie at My MenoWell, and you can find Barb on Instagram too. But just jump in.
Yeah, jump in. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Barb.
Thank you.
Okay, bio break, and then I'll see you in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Happy New Year. And remember, don't tell the team I said don't buy bars this week because they're pretty much going to be 30% off next week. Okay. Did I say the percentage?
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. MenoWell. Bye.
MenoWell.